Thank you, Mother, Father, God. Thank you, Archangels and Ascended Masters, for the perfect grace, perfect clarity, and perfect peace that's here for each of us right now. Thank you to the angelic realm, the elemental realm, our ancestors, spirit guides, animal guides, and guardian angels. We thank you for this opportunity right now for wonderful peace, perfect clarity, and wonderful joy. We're so grateful to be present. We're so grateful to indeed have a voice. And we recognize right now with perhaps distinct clarity that our voices are heard, that all we shared with intention, including requests, including aspiration, including desire, including change, including support and help. We see that has been already heard, already taken in. And like in the Course in Miracles, the second a problem appears, the solution is present. We welcome right now the solution. And we dedicate ourselves to being available to all solutions for our highest possible good and the highest good of the entire world and the entire universe. So we'll just breathe in. Wonderful. We'll welcome the poet Maya Angelou in, who had a lot of pretty substantial ups and downs and swerves and zigzags in her life, and wound up in a space of love and wisdom. If we could just notice Maya sitting with you right now. And perhaps she has a very wide skirt. And if we could notice whether we see this, feel it, hear it, or know it, that her skirt contains a map of what she went through, including periods of time in what she might describe as mud, and also the emergence from mud. If we could just take in a breath and let her understand you, commiserate with you, honor you, and recognize that all these different things are present, be they a different relationship with trust and guilt, be they a negotiation and requests with Mother Nature, be they an internal shift toward greater lightness and brightness, be they a wonderful new understanding of the power of words and intention, be it letting a period that feels heavy turn into lightness, be it a healing of a bone or a heart. We allow right now for Maya, along with every angel we know by name, to surround us right now with deep understanding, deep compassion, deep empathy, and deep help. So if we could just breathe into all of that. Wonderful. If we could notice, and this is perhaps more of a visualization or feeling, if you could notice Maya inviting you to sit on the edge of her skirt. And if we can notice her help. So if we could notice her skirt becoming your skirt. That where there was a map of her life and her experience, it's now a map of your life and your experience. So if we could just witness, perhaps with the observation of an archaeologist, just observing the ups and downs in your life, the goodness, the hardship, the surprises, the progression, and being right here. And if we could just notice Maya and Archangel Michael and Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Ariel, the whole gang of angels that are here, Metatron and Raziel. If we could just let them begin to influence the map on the skirt. And not artificially, but if we could just recognize whatever signifies good, there being more good, whatever signifies healing, including healing trust, forgiving ourselves, forgiving mistakes, recognizing that the highest good is here. It's okay to change course, it's okay to influence, it's okay to take ownership, that we have a say. If we could just notice Maya and the angels changing the map on her skirt. And if we can notice whether we see it, feel it, hear it, or know it, Maya's reassuring words with that warm voice, that voice of experience, that voice that also contains innocence and deep compassion, if we could just notice in that voice her understanding and her counsel for you, not so much advice, but perhaps wisdom. If we could just breathe in. Wonderful. If we could notice Archangel Sandalphon and Archangel Raziel, who have quite distinct and perhaps different energy, if we could notice them touching your back, and like the same way you would open a car hood and adjust the engine, if we could let them open the car hood of the back of your heart and let there be a renaissance of fresh energy in your heart, fresh blood, fresh forgiveness, fresh peace. If we could make a change that anything that your heart is no longer the storeroom of what's gone wrong, and if we could let your heart be a circulation of all that is good. So if we could just breathe in, and we'll lovingly and peacefully and gracefully do some forgiveness work. If we could just generously say out loud, I forgive everyone for everything, 15% right now. I forgive everyone for everything, 15% right now. I forgive myself for everything, 20% right now. And if we could say this like we're saying it for the first time, and perhaps hearing it for the first time, I am always doing my best. I forgive myself for everything, 20% right now. I hand over all of my mistakes to the angels. And I choose to learn from them. I hand over to the angels heavy energies like guilt and shame. I hand over to the angels heavy energies like guilt and shame. I acknowledge my experience. I choose to learn from my experience. I also choose to let myself out of jail. I am free and wise. Wonderful. So we'll just breathe in and we'll say one more. I ask for forgiveness for everything, 15% right now. So if we could just breathe in and notice what it's like to be kind and generous with ourselves. And if we could notice perhaps standing in your mind's eye or through feeling and having Maya having you wear her skirt and allowing it to be your skirt. And if we could notice the map of experience changing into a cornucopia of words and expansive words like trust, like hope, like faith. And if we could just notice, um, not in terms of heat, but the temperature rising in the viability of these words, let's just notice the temperature rising with trust, the temperature rising with faith, the temperature rising with hope, the temperature rising with healing, the temperature rising with relaxation, restoration, and revitalization. The temperature rising of the depth of angelic guidance that's here for you. The temperature rising on the highest possible good. The temperature rising with our connection with nature and the divine. Rising with peace. Let's just very simply notice all these alterations, all the changes that are here. And if we could notice perhaps two things, if we could notice the part of you that is happy and the part of you that is perhaps not. And if we could just look to the part that's not or having some resistance, let's just notice if there's any hurt there, and there might be. Let's very simply let Archangel Raziel and Archangel Sandalphon, along with Maya and the other angels that are here, help with that. And let's let the help happen. And if we could annihilate the word should, and just let can and opportunity replace it. So there's no requirement. And if we could just take in a breath, let's just notice what Maya and the angels are sharing with you as they honor you and help you. And let's take the additional good out of the freezer and let it defrost. Let's let the things that we have set aside for a later day, let's let those energies be with us right now in the spirit of abundance and plenitude. We'll defrost unconditional abundance, defrost hope and goodness, defrost a really refreshing and lovely experience with trust and faith, defrosting our innate intuition and our innate ability to heal and be healed. Let's release waiting for a rainy day, and let's let on a sunny day more of us be engaged, more of us be used, and great good happening. And we'll notice this great good happening for everyone and everything. We'll notice the intelligence of water, and we'll invite nature to let water move in directions away from, let's say, Marie's home. We'll let it rain where places where it could use rain. We'll let viruses vanish. greed vanish and move down the drain, the impulse toward violence diminishing and being silenced. And we celebrate everyone expressing themselves positively, everyone having all of their needs met and exceeded, perfect healing happening, perfect encouragement, peace of mind and joy, a refreshing sense of love, re-owning our good, having a wonderful new relationship with this moment and our past, perhaps having a light touch and a light heart around our past, even with heavy things, and recognizing the learning that is here, and recognizing perhaps the collective experience of hardship for everyone on the planet, so we can know what it's like to not have hardship and steer ourselves in the way of encouragement, help, support, restructuring, and love. And we celebrate this shared experience and recognize it's safe for us to venture forward into that space without waiting for everyone else. We celebrate the adventure of this moment, our leadership, and we also celebrate divine protection that is here. It is safe for us to feel good. It's safe for us to proceed. It's safe for us to thrive where perhaps we notice other people not. It's safe to acknowledge the experience of the floor collapsing beneath you and recognize it's okay to stand on the floor you're on now. We celebrate good things happening with great faith, great love. We choose to trust that we are protected and seen and heard. We choose to trust that all of our needs are met. We choose to celebrate inner peace as it stands right now and letting the angels hold that peace higher. We celebrate all the positive words on Maya's skirt that you're wearing, that is now your skirt. We celebrate the words of the poet. So if we could just lovingly breathe in. And slightly paraphrasing Maya, talking about anger as a fire, that it has use, but it's not a space to linger in. So let's just take in a breath. And forever anger or resentment that is here, any anger at ourselves, anger at the universe, anger at institutions or governments, if we could just take in a deep breath and without by any means harming ourselves, if we want to make a noise like a hand clap and just let all that disperse, letting it just move. And similar to the space that Raziel and Sandalphon were working on the back of the heart, let's just say out loud, I choose to not hold on to anger. I choose to hand my rage over to the angels. I honor myself by thriving. I am not one thing. And in the multiverse that is me, I choose love. Thank you. Wonderful. With all that said, let's let Maya and the angels touch you and help. Wonderful. And let's just very lightly, perhaps feather lightly, let's just lovingly say out loud, I forgive myself for everything right now, for real. I forgive God for everything right now, for real. I forgive everyone for everything, for real. I ask for forgiveness for everything, for real. Everyone is doing their best, even if I disagree with their best. I let myself off the hook. I let everyone off the hook. I choose to be free and forgiving. I choose to be enlightened and elated. I choose to be right on time and right here. Thank you, Maya, for your wisdom and for your skirt. Let's just take in a breath, and if we could say out loud, Maya, what would you like me to know? And we'll just listen. Thank you, Maya. And we'll just breathe in, and if we could say out loud, thank you, Archangel Michael, for being with me every minute the rest of this day. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for being with me every minute the rest of this day. My heart is free. I allow my mind to also be free. Thank you. And if we could also say out loud, to the angel that you would want to most talk to. So we'll just leave a blank there. So thank you, Archangel, for the perfect guidance for me right now. There's a default, let's default to Michael. But thank you, Angel. Thank you, Archangel, for the perfect guidance for me right now. Thank you. Wonderful. And just breathe in. Let's just feel the wonderful circulation of help, the unsticky web of support that is here for us, being met by the angels 1 second from now, 5 minutes from now or an hour from now, the rest of this day, and just noticing the good that is here and the promise of connection and protection. And if we could just notice our ability to feel that, cognate that, notice it, just noticing the good things that happen the rest of the day, and feeling tranquility, and peace. And to Maya and the angels, we'll all just say out loud, thank you. Now, generosity, prosperity, and peace, we thank the presence of Mother, Father, God, and all the archangels and ascended masters. We thank as well the angelic realm, the elemental realm, our ancestors, spirit guides, animal guides, and guardian angels. We thank you for all the good that is here, all the peace that is here, and all the love that is here. We celebrate our beloved animals like cats and dogs and deer and birds. We celebrate the world. We celebrate the intelligence of water. We celebrate the plenitude of water and the grace that is here. We let things flow like water, including a new experience with our consciousness and our hearts. And with generosity and peace, we quite simply and lovingly ask for this or something better right now in all directions of time. And so it is.